Right, there we go. So, sorry, had a little bit of, what's the word for it? Idiocy at the start of the stream. Steffers, how you doing? Right, I think we're now cooking, ladies and gents. I think we're cooking. One sec, let me just enable this. I was a bit rushed because I forgot the time. I completely forgot what time this was started. It's my own fault. Like Scrabs and Rick and that have all told me like plenty of time what's going on and what time, and there's even an event page with all the info on it. And you'd think of someone who runs leagues himself, he knows what he's doing. I just didn't look. So this that you are watching now is the RtV Cup. So I don't know the theory of the series. I know they're all in the same car, which is the Nismo GR2 car. So basically the DTM car. They have tyre wear, they have fuel, and they also have full damage. So these cars are a bit of a handful. They're very fast, high downforce cars. So Spa suits these cars really well. They will fly around here. Eau Rouge is flat, no problem at all. At the end of the Camel Straight, you're doing 180 miles an hour in these cars. So when you go to the very fast downforce cars like Pouon, absolutely no issues at all. They do get a little bit skittish coming out of the slower stuff. So I'm sure in future races we'll have a little bit more, but Spa shouldn't be an issue for these drivers at Spa. These cars really, really like it here. So did a couple of laps myself. I was a bit off the pace, but I didn't have any practice. That's what I'm blaming on. Yeah, so that's it. That's the RtV Cup. We'll find that out as we go through. So we've got a 10-minute qualifying session underway at the minute. This is to determine the grid order for a starting grid of 40 minutes. With the tyres and fuel as they are, tyres is times 5, so what I mean by that is every lap that happens, the tyres basically do 5 laps. So the grip levels are pretty different on every single corner that these guys come to. So pit stops are going to happen. Pit strategies come into it. We've got drivers in here that are really good at saving those tyres and saving that fuel. Cutler is one of them. I love that livery on Doc Coop's car. It's a very haunting theme. I do like that. Just having a quick look at the cars. Actually, Rick to continue picks up a little bit of a penalty. You'll want to burn that off. Scrabs has gone for a relatively basic blue livery there. So is Ghost Rider. Soul Foods has put some nice effort into that one. I do like that livery, so. Here's Carrington. His wife's usually in the chat somewhere in a golf-inspired livery. I do like that one as well. And the P-Gib Japanese type. I see my livery smashed out, my logo smashed over the bonnet. We're about to get the first time in. So 2:05 is what we're looking for around here. Cutler gets us underway with a 2:07 to start us up. We've got Apache next across the line. Had a really good battle with Apache in another league the other day, and he steams in with a good time as well. Does Apache 2:06.2 for Britsberger, 2:05.8 to take provisional pole. And Doc Coop next across the line. He does a 2:10.7. Not a great lap for Doc Coop. He'll have to go again. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider pops in a 2:09.2. Good enough for P5 at the minute. Scrabo 2:18.6 for Scrabo. Soul Foods, no representative lap time set yet. Carrington next across the lines on out lap actually, so that's not going to count. P-Gib 2:06.7 for P-Gib. He's just climbed out of a Ford Focus and straight into a Nissan Group 2 car, so two very different theories of driving there. Who else has not set a lap? Victor Continue is on a lap as well. He's on an out lap actually. Vincent Simmers also on an out lap. So a lot of drivers now on out laps. Quite a few people have gone through sector 1. Obi-Wan went through their fastest of all drivers. Sector 2 is where the most time is gained and lost. That's from the end of the Camel Straight to just after the chicane down here, really, just before you start heading up to Blanchimont. All your time is won and lost in sector 2. I'd argue Obi-Wan's probably a little bit too close to the car in front of him to really benefit from anything other than dirty air here. These cars do chuck a lot of air out the back of them. All of it disturbed, turbulent air. Cars don't like following in that. It affects the downforce, and yet Obi-Wan's down 4.5 tenths in this sector alone. So not a great second qualifying lap for Obi-Wan. He's probably better off backing out a little bit. Maybe even with the time he's got enough time to dip into the pits now, get a new fresh set of boots on that car, get an out lap in and get another qualifying lap in on fresh tyres right at the end of the session, if he has any hope of getting past Britsberger. And that's what Obi-Wan is doing. Britsberger meanwhile is coming down towards the bus stop now. Yellow flags are out in that sector. There is a car turned around on the main straight. I don't know who that is. That is Britsberger actually, who's spun round and has gone back to the pits. It's a good job FIA aren't watching this one, because they would have a field day with that. Apache is sat in the pits entryway for some reason. I think he's beasted himself. Apache, what have you done? Doc Coupe finally represents with a 207.4 for Doc Coupe. We've got some more times coming in now. Ghost Rider improves, 207.6 for Ghost Rider. P7 fame at the minute. Soul Foods in P8 at the minute, just behind him, 207.7. Scrabo, don't look like he's going to. Oh, he does improve his time actually, Scrabo. He goes to a 216.4 with Carrington, a 207.6 for Carrington. That is good enough to put the CRT driver up into P7 and put his teammate down a spot. Oh, we've got contact. Carrington's actually out. Carrington has damage. That will have damaged his car. There is another car involved in it. Who is it? That is Scrabo. Now I've pressed the replay button, but I don't think it'll work, because I'll try it though. Yeah, let's have a look. Alright, let's go back and have a look at that. 1 second. So this is on board. Yeah, Scrabs just gets a boot full of opposite lock. And unfortunately, that is probably going to put pay to Carrington's qualifying efforts of improving that time. So P7 for Carrington at this minute in time. Driving Dutchman's out of the room. Not sure what happened with Driving Dutchman. So the story of qualifying at the minute then. Britsberger holding P1, 2 tenths clear of Obi-Wan, who's now on an out lap. So he's Britsberger. These guys are going to go for it again. Apache on another hot lap. He's 4.5 tenths down from the front row. P-Gib running wide at Pooh on there, nearly taking a cameraman out. He's in P4, nearly a second off the pace. P-Gib, we've got Cutler. Sometimes it's irrelevant where Cutler starts, because he absolutely loves to make all his time up by just saving tyres during the race. Doc Coupe, American driver, P6 for Doc Coupe at the minute. What's he going to bring to the party with his spooky Halloween themed car? He's 1.6 seconds off the pace at the minute. He's in the pits. He's not going to have time. It was an odd call. Like, he's not going to have time to get round again. Vincent Simmer, 207.1 for Vincent Simmer then. He sets a better time. Ghost Rider, 207.3 as we crossed across the line. He just qualifies just behind Vincent Simmer in P7. Soul Foods, 206.1 for Soul Foods. Great lap time. Pushes Apache down a spot. Importantly, pushes P-Gib down into the third row of the grid as well. Rick to continue as represented with a 208.1. But as it stands, this very close field, that means that's P11 for Rick to continue. The fast lads are now out on their proper hot laps. Obi-Wan went purple, sector 1. He's not following a car, so he has gone fastest of everyone so far in the session in that first sector. Anyone on a lap now will get to finish it. Soul Foods is on another lap as well by looks of things. Looks like Carrington's given up, Apache's given up, P-Gib's given up, maybe Vincent Simmons on another one. Ghost Rider, yeah, he's not going to have time. That's it for Ghost Rider. Let's keep an eye on the battle for P1 as Britsberger rounds coming towards Stavolo. We've got as well. No turbulent air from the car in front. Can Obi-Wan snatch this? He's gone fastest of everyone in the first 2 sectors. He's got about 2 tenths to overhaul Britsberger. He is up on that time at the minute. His delta is positive. He's He's have a really good bus stop chicane, carry all the speed through the middle part of the corner. Britsberger is just behind him though. Let's have a look at what Obi-Wan does. 205.8 to beat 205.1 for Obi-Wan. Over to Britsberger now. He's got to have a massive final sector. 205.1 for Britsberger. Sorry, for Obi-Wan. Britsberger can't beat that. He does improve though, 205.5, so still very close at the top. Vincent Simmer, right at the end, steals P3 away from Soul Foods, his countryman. So it is the Dutch taking out. It's the Dutch takeover here. Obi-Wan representing for the Brits, but we have got the Dutch contingent of Britsberger, Vincent Simmer, and Soul Foods occupying second all the way down to fourth. Then we've got Apache P5 for Apache. P-Gib at the minute is P6. Let's see if he's improving that time. P-Gib wasn't improving it, I'm afraid, so he's got to have a mighty last sector. All is not yet lost. Then we've got Ghost Rider P7, Cutler at P8 at the minute, Doc Cute P9, Carrington at the minute P10, Rick to continue P11, another one of the Dutch contingent, and then Scrabo parked in the gravel somewhere. Let's keep an eye on P-Gib. Nope, he's backed out of the lap, I think. Has he? Yeah, with that time he's definitely backed out of the lap. He's not bothered. We've got no one on a fast lap at the minute. So, not sure what'll happen with driving Dutchman. He left the room then came back, so whether they call a restart, because the race by default will start. The wheels are set in motion for that and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Right, sorry, I'm just trying to sort my phone out so that it doesn't. There we go. And there's your grid on the screen. There's a massive congrats to Obi-Wan for pole, but is that a poison chalice though? Because he's just going to be punching a hole in the air for everyone else all the way up to the end of the Camel Straight. That's if Britsberger doesn't get the slingshot past him. We're about to find out in the opening round of the Rick Vautour Cup. Live from Spa-Francorchamps, 40 minutes of racing awaits you in the Nissan GR2 cars. Wait for the lights to go out and everyone to get on the way. Don't forget we've got heavy damage on, so basically simulation everything. Who was that got a slow start? That was Vincent Simmer. Vincent Simmer's fallen all the way down the order. Carrington's looking to get past Vincent Simmer as well. There's contact between Vincent Simmer and Carrington. That's going to leave the CRT driver with damage. We've got P-Gib, we've got loads of cars out of the way. It's absolute carnage at the start at the back. But in the meantime, we'll come back to that. Basically what I'm saying, we'll come back to that in just a second. But at the minute, Obi-Wan leads away to Britsberger. Britsberger P2, Apache P3, Cutler then gifted a P4. Soul Foods after that poor start is P5, weaving all over the track. Oh sorry, it's not Soul Foods, it's P-Gib that was weaving all over the track for some reason. The Soul Foods down in P5, Cutler then lost down to P6, cars going wide all over the shop. Argument as to whether Soul Foods will have to give that place back. I think he does actually. I think he gives it up to Cutler. Doc Coop involved in all this as well. Doc Coop now up to P6. Rick to continue, not far off the back of that fight, 2 seconds away. Scrabo P10 at the minute. He's got Vincent Simmer for company. We've got a car turn around as well. That's Cutler. Sorry Cutler, I'm not going to look at what happened there for you, mate, because I'm really interested in what happened at the start. So let's jump on board with Carrington and let's see what happens. So this is the start. So Carrington gets a nudge into the wall. Nothing he can do. He taps Cutler, he taps another car, and then yeah, it's just absolute carnage at the back. And Carrington nearly a minute off the leading pack. So we've got Obi-Wan then 1.36 clear. Britsberger P2 at the minute for Britsberger, Apache P3, P-Gib P4, Doc Coop P5 for Doc Coop, Soul Foods in P6. Bit of a gap then to Rick to continue. Since we've been away, they've added another 2 seconds to that. Ghost Rider going slowly in P8. He's about to get overtaken by Vincent Simmer. Why is Ghost Rider going slowly? Cutler's about to come up on him at Blanchimont, tries to stay out of the way. That's Cutler through into P9 as well. Are we going to see Ghost Rider pit? Has he got an issue? Is he going to have to get that looked at in the pits? He does. So he's obviously picked up damage somewhere. We've got Carrington seemingly not really bothered at this one. There was a lot of contact on that opening lap, and it did look to me as if a car slammed Carrington into the wall. There's a little bit of grass there, so there's no grip, and Carrington will have been basically a passenger after that. Obi-Wan doing a good job, doing what he needs to do at the minute. P1, Britsburger's keeping him honest, on 1.5 seconds behind him. Apache's not far off as well. Really enjoyable battle with Apache on Thursday night in the Beetle League. So I know he's a good driver. He loves a fight as well, so he'll be up for this. We've got P-Gib in the P4. Let's have a look through the pack, see what else is happening. We had Cutler had an issue, so he's down in P9 at the minute. Vincent Simmer. I'm not sure what Vincent Simmer's been in the pits. So has he been in for new tyres, or has he got an issue, or what's the issue? He obviously seems to have more pace than the cars ahead. We've got Scrabo going slowly in P8. As we come down to Dave corner, Scrabo's taking the narrow line. It's not a very quick line. Cutler got caught out a little bit by that. He's gone wide himself. This is going to open the door for Vincent Simmer to slide it down the inside at Pouon. Scrabo leaving just enough room. Vincent Simmer can get on the brakes a little bit later. Cutler though, great driving from Cutler around the outside of both of them. And that's the orange car up to P8 then. A great move by Cutler to get that done. I thought honestly that there was no way Vincent Simmer was going to come out of that anything less than absolutely ahead of everybody else. Carrington in the pits, but it may be a terminal issue for Carrington. There looked to be a lot of damage on that car at the end of lap 1. We've got Ghost Rider now in P11. Enjoy the race, boys. Yeah, Carrington, we even replayed it. It was carnage. Oh, Ghost Rider got caught out with Scrabo then as well. So a car going slowly. Has Scrabo got an issue? Has he got like lack of downforce? No, he's not. He's not pitting. Ghost Rider's in the pits again. He's only just come out. So I'm not sure what the issue is there at all. Cutler then down in P8. Rick to continue. P7 for Rick. He's chasing down Doc Coop, who is 1.7 seconds ahead. Soul Foods. P5 for Soul, but he's dropping back from that this top battle a little bit. So P-Gib is chasing down Apache, Apache's chasing down Britsburger, and Britsburger's chasing down Obi-Wan. There's a little bit of manoeuvring between these guys in terms of times, but it's been ebbing and flowing for the last couple of laps. Been a tenth or two quicker in each sector than one another, and then they've just made it back on the straights. So I'd expect these four guys to be very close. How are you doing, Chris? It's been a while. I'm alright, mate, I'm alright. Yeah, well, I was alright until Bojo ruined my life yesterday and closed the gyms again. But yeah, dude, other than that, I'm all good in the hood. I've just had a lot on, so to be fair, I've dropped a lot of commentary stuff because, for those that don't know, as of... P-Gib took the wrong line there. As of next year, I'll be running the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. Myself and Slow Seamus will be taking charge of it, so I've had quite a lot on with that, with other sim racing based activities, but yeah, but Johnny, don't give up on the league, mate. We like to see you in the races, and there are other events coming up for this one, so don't I think that, yeah, I'll 100% get on board that was an absolute shocker of a start. And I do think that the race stewards will have a busy time looking at that one. But just like real life racing, these things do happen. They get looked at, they get sorted out. But you should definitely come back next time. It's just it starred out, mate. I can guess the word you used. Yeah. Johnny, it's my stream. Don't apologise for language.
The only reason I'm not swearing on it is because this goes up on YouTube afterwards, and I don't want my account banned. Twitch don't care, man. Honestly, Twitch are chill. It's right. But I think there's like an auto sensor on there that stops. Yeah, just because. But I know what you mean, and I'm on board. I get it. Oh, is that Apache going wide? Puon, is that going to give P-Gib the run on him? It certainly is, but coming down into this part of the track, coming down towards Stavolo, he's not going to have any opportunity really to get that to get an advantage out of that. I'm kind of curious what these boys are going to be doing with regards to tyre and fuel strategies, because if you started on a soft compound tyre, they're going to be going off by now. Spa's a very high deg track. There's a lot of high downforce, high speed corners like Blanchimont and Puon. Part of the reason why Apache may have ran that a little bit awkward then is losing time hand over fist over Britsberger as well, is because his tyres may be going off the cliff. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? See if any of these guys pit. So these top two don't. Apache doesn't, and neither does P-Gib. Cheers, Johnny. No worries, mate. No worries. Just speak to Rick or John or whoever's organising it. I recommend you do so. Even if you'd like leave him for good, just please still have that conversation with him. I would recommend. In terms of drivers to watch then, I always shout Cutler for these things because he always pulls a strategy demon out of the bag. He's like Johnny Carrington was in a last league I covered. They always seem to do some weird strategy. So Cutler's definitely going to be one to watch. He's P8 at the minute. What can he do from P8? He's not running particularly fast lap times, it has to be said. That was a 2:11 Ghost Rider. I've not really seen Ghost Rider race before, although I think he's picked up a fair bit of damage throughout this one, so he's a long way back. But the only way is up. Carrington is still his Ghost. He's driving round. But he is a good couple of laps down now. Obi-Wan has boom. What the hell? Sorry, I landed on my controller. Obi-Wan's losing time to Britsberger. Looks like Britsberger's gaining in on him actually over the last couple of laps. Whether Obi-Wan's managing stuff in there, I don't know. We know Obi-Wan's capable. Whether they choose to pit. So the undercut here at Spa is very powerful. If you can find a gap to get yourself into, which I'll be honest, on this circuit with these amount of cars won't really be an issue. Yeah, he can come out in some clean air. So if they were to pit now, the top two probably come out maybe ahead of Soul Foods, maybe behind and ahead of Rick to continue. Depends what they do with regard to fueling. They're not pitting for the time being. I thought Britsberger might have tried the undercut potentially, or is he going a bit longer? So we've got half an hour left. It just kind of depends on what strategy. I haven't really had time to test what the strategy is going to be like. Soul Foods is in the pits. We've seen him reeling. He was running the soft 55% fuel left, so for fuel they're alright. For fuel they are doing just fine. Probably can't do a race distance on that tank, but you can at least get 2/3 of the way through it, I think. Doc Coop, the American, we've not really caught too much of him. Apocalypse racing on the back of his car. Riding the curbs out at the bus stop, he pits as well. Ghost Rider. Caller again. Not sure what's going on, man. What's happening? You're normally fighting, but I think Cutler for the time being, he's got what tyre is he on? Let's have a look. Cutler's 69, so Cutler's saved a lot of fuel. He's on the soft tyre as well. So in the pits comes the orange mobile, new fresh pair of tyres on that car. He's getting some fuel in there as well. Engine damage for Cutler. Oh dear, is that what it is? So the mechanics will be able to repair engine damage in about 4 seconds. So is the efficiency of Chris Cutler's pit crew there, and he can get himself back in the race. Top two then, still a second and a half apart. They have dropped Apache, but Apache, importantly, has dropped P-Gib out of his slipstream, because we saw Apache went wide at Puon a couple of laps ago. That gave P-Gib the incentive to reel him back in again, but Apache's managed to pull away a little bit now. Soul Foods, the first car to have pitted, 25 seconds behind the leader. Cheers for smashing my logos on your car as well, Soul Foods, I really do appreciate it. And all the drivers that have my logo on their cars somewhere. I know Rick will have it on somewhere, it'll be there. It'll be there somewhere, won't it, Rick? You won't have asked me to commentate and then not put my logo on your car. That's definitely not something you'd have done. So Britsberger pulls the trigger then, followed by P. Gibb. So Britsberger now needs a good pit stop. He needs a really, really fast outlap without any traffic as well. And it looks like he might get his wish. He has got a car ahead of him. That is Apache, just going down through Eau Rouge and up over Radion. So Britsberger needs the flyer of all outlaps then in order to undercut Obi-Wan when he pits. So let's see what this does then. Obi-Wan is going to be on old age tyres now. Not his quickest, but and you can see just how little grip he's getting in that car now. He's having to hustle that car really a lot through the Kemmel Straight chicane. We're getting a lot of lagging in the lobby as well. I don't know whether that's my end or it's a general thing. I'm not too sure. What I am going to do is turn my internet off on my phone. That will interrupt that a little bit. There we go, and we're back. So it might be me viewing that's causing an issue, but who knows. Right, so what's the gap? The gap between Britsberger and Obi-Wan, 7.7 seconds. And falling fast as well. Britsberger is absolutely flying. He's chunking time out of the car ahead, especially through sector 2, where having good tyres is pretty important because it's all about your grip. Does Obi-Wan try and extend, or does he pit now? So Britsberger's stop was relatively short. That pretty much commits him to a 2-stop strategy. Obi-Wan with 25 minutes to go pits as well, so he's in the pits. Apache then is going to take over the lead of the race. He has not yet stopped, so a 2:07.5 on old age tyres for Apache. That's damn impressive. He leads Britsberger by 3 seconds, although I would expect Britsberger is going to start reeling him in again. P2 just coming out, sorry, Pete Gibb coming over the start finish straight now. And Obi-Wan comes out of the pits. Where is he? He's in P3. And he has lost 4.4 seconds to Britsberger. However, this may just be down to refueling time in the pits. Britsberger's gone really lean on his fuel. That'll explain the gap, but it was a mighty lap by Britsberger to undercut Obi-Wan in the way that he did. Apache has to pit at some point, I'm sure of it. When he does, Britsberger will assume the lead of the race. We've got Soul Foods P5, Rick to continue holding P6 at this minute in time. We've got Doc Coop in a little bit of a battle with Ghost Rider for P7. Cutler P9, he had that engine damage earlier on. We've got Scrabbo in P10 and Vincent Simmer seemingly having a race to forget for Vincent Simmer. P11 for him, but he's setting personal best lap times now, so maybe starting to get into the groove of the race a little bit. Ghost Rider then, jump on board with the CRT drivers. He chases down the American ahead. Ghost Rider goes purple, sector 1. Let's just watch this. Ghost Rider then. Very nice and tidy section there. Certainly a lot tidier than Doc Coop's was. Went a bit wide going through Dave Corner, did the American. And that's reeled Ghost Rider right in, but he has gone wide at Pouon, and that's going to drop him right back out of it again. Loses about half a second through that little indiscretion there. Apache stays out. But just look at the rate Britsberger's caught him. Britsberger's right on his tail end now. And by the end of the Kemmel Straight, I think the Dutchman's going to be past him again. If Apache doesn't, no, he's not going to back out of it coming down here. There's no point.
doesn't need to. 4 tenths gap is enough. So Britsberger then with the overspeeds. Apache might choose to not fight that too much. He has gone defensive, which I found surprising. Just on board with the P1 driver now. He'll try and outbrake Britsberger, but Britsberger's just got fresher tyres, and he makes that overtake look easy. Apache then is going to try the one stop, I think. I'd like to say it's a brave move, but if you can make it work, it works. Obi-Wan, P3 at the minute for Obi-Wan. He's 5.4 seconds off that little fight now. Let's just see how his strategy works out for him. So Doc Coop then, still resisting the Ghost Rider. 1.1 seconds back now from the American. They've been watching each other ebb and flow throughout the last couple of laps. As we see, Doc Coop's gone deep. Has to take to the escape road. Picks up a second penalty for that as well. So the rules are penalties have to be served within a lap. I don't think there's any specific rule on serving them. I don't think there's a penalty zone. I don't think I read that in the rules. But Doc Coop's going to have to slow down, I think, before either before the end of this lap or before he reaches the same part of the circuit in a lap's time. Not sure which of those two rule interpretations they're running today, but that's just me being lazy and not reading up on it. So Britsberger then 6 seconds clear at the top. Obi-Wan now P2, Apache P3. Why is Apache P3? What have we missed? Did he pit? No, he didn't pit. He's just had an issue somewhere. So that was a 2:13 lap for Apache. So those tyres on that car, they're going to be screaming in absolute agony right now. Was it Apache I had that battle with? I don't think it was actually. I think it was Valiant. Oh, you know what? I don't remember. That's bad, that, isn't it? That is actually pretty bad. So P. Gibbs looking hot for an overtake here. He's going to try and get the move done at Dave Corner. Coming into P1, of course, is a corner both drivers have had little misdemeanors on throughout this race. P. Gibbs actually backs out of it, effectively coasts through the corner, still gets an overspeed on Apache. He's getting a little bit fighty between those two, but P. Gibb again on fresher tyres is just going to be able to get that move made. So up to P3 goes the Tanzo driver. When will we see Apache in the pits? I'd be very surprised if he doesn't pit at the end of this lap. He's losing time, hand over fist. Meanwhile, the gap between Britsberger and Obi-Wan, 6 seconds at the minute. Coming down as well, just watching it there. So Obi-Wan sets a personal best lap of 2:05. Britsberger is losing a little bit of time, so that could be down to one of two things, I guess. So weight and tyres on the car, or just pure pace at this time of the race. Yellow flag out. Who's off the track? Oh, it's Scrubs. What's happened to Scrubs? He's
got that car stuck. Fortunately, it's outside of Marshall's post, so he's still there. He's got that car recovered now. Unfortunately, it's going to put him down the back of the grid. Are there any cars coming? Yeah, it could be clutch issues on that car. It does seem to sound like it's struggling to get going. Apache blasts his way through Doc Coop's next car that Scrabbo is going to come into contact with. The gap between Obi-Wan and Britsberger, I've been hovering about 5.2 seconds there or thereabouts. Obi-Wan at the minute doing everything he can to reel him back in again. So I think some pit stops have happened now. We've got Ghost Rider P8, Vic to continue P7. Cutler P9, Vincent Simmer P10, and Scrubs has got that car going again. He's P11 at the minute, so we've lost Carrington and a non-starter. Issues before he got the car to the grids. I was driving Dutchman, who wasn't able to get that car going today for the race at Spa. Hopefully we'll see him in a future event. Gap between Britsberger and Obi-Wan has increased now. That's up to 6 seconds. Obi-Wan was chipping away at that, but Britsberger's just put a really good lap in. P. Gibbs 5 seconds away from that. Soul Foods is 9 seconds south of that as well. And Apache now is pitted, so this is what we need to keep an eye on. Apache doesn't need to stop again, I don't think. I'm pretty confident now Apache is going to the end of the race. I think all the cars ahead of him have got to stop again. So as Apache comes across the start-finish straight, he's 35 seconds. But Apache's still setting himself up for a decent result here with quite a well-organised strategy, I think. Doc Coop pits, Rick continues. Does he pit as well? No, he does not. Out. Is he going to get out ahead of Cutler? Cutler's got the overspeed on him. Cutler's going to have to get that move made of the Camel Straight. So Doc Coop's still carrying a little bit of penalty now. It doesn't say whether it's the same penalty he had when we were last on board with him when he was fighting with Ghost Rider, or if it's a different one altogether. It could be a different one, so I'm not going to sit here from his shade. Again. Oh, he gets really close there, and Doc Coop again is going to take to that escape road. Again, he's going to pick up a penalty for his efforts. But he does stay ahead of Cutler, so technically not an overtake, but a 2.5 penalty for Doc Coop. As the American negotiates Dave Corner for another time. Right, so the two leaders are in. Britsberger came in with less fuel than Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's pit stop should be shorter than Britsberger's. Is P-Gib carries on, and he's going to assume the lead of the race, albeit temporarily if we think he needs to pit again as well. Soul Foods also pits 6% fuel though, so that's going to set him back a little bit. Apache, as I said, I don't think he's pitting again, so he's coming across the start finish straight now. Those cars have been released, but he's going to be a hell of a lot closer now. So Obi-Wan 3.3 seconds south of Britsberger. It was a faster stop for the Brit, but the Dutchman, with great pace throughout so far anyway, has just been able to eke out a little bit of an advantage for himself. The problem that Britsberger's got is he's got a P-Gib 6 seconds up the road there or thereabouts, so unless P-Gib pits in the next couple of laps, it could be a bit of a rolling roadblock. I'm not quite sure. So Apache's pitted his one stop in, so I'm just trying to get on top of all this. Let's see what's going on. Right, so 23 seconds, so he saved himself 10 seconds by not pitting again, but we think overall his lap times are going to be a little bit slower, so I think the 2-stop probably was the quicker way to go with this. Doc Coop still carrying a little bit of penalty. Again, he might have burned that last penalty off and picked up another one. I don't really know, not too sure. But he's 1.2 seconds ahead of Cutler at this minute in time.
Let's have a look. He's picked up a bit more as well. He's got a little bit more of a penalty. He's got that at... looked like he got that coming round Eau Rouge. So Cutler is going to try and chase him down. Vincent Simmer, we saw in the background there, was in the pits. Ghost Rider chasing down Rick to continue. P7 for the CRT driver. P-Gib is in the pits. That's good news for Britsberger. It means he can escape away. Was on the Britsberger actually. Everyone's right call to him. What's happened there? Well, whatever's happened between those two, it's happened damn quick. And if anyone can fill me in the comments as to what they think happened, because that gap was about 3 seconds. It's now 1 second. I know it doesn't sound like a big difference, but they're very close together in terms of pace. So one of them's dropped it. P-Gib out in P3, he's 6.5 seconds clear of Apache and 8.5 seconds shy of Obi-Wan and Britsberger's little battle. P-Gib now though will have very fresh tyres, and as long as he doesn't drop it, I think he might be pretty much safe from Apache, who's got a Soul Foods for company. Soul Foods not talked about him too much this race. He's gone under the radar a little bit. I think he's mostly kept his nose clean. He's P5 at the minute, chasing down Apache, setting personal best lap times as he goes ahead. Rick to continue. It was his league, his event, and he's probably the driver I spoke about the least. Sorry Rick, you know I love you, but you're down in P6 and you're 30 seconds away from any action in P5. He does have Ghost Rider chasing him down though, 3.6 seconds shy. Rick just staying in there, staying consistent and pumping in those lap times. Ghost Rider we just mentioned, he's 3.5 seconds shy of Rick, and he's got a decent buffer to Doc Coop. Doc Coop, who's still loving his penalties, he's down in P8. Got a Cutler very close behind for company. Cutler's got a sizable lead over Vincent Simmer, so Cutler can purely focus on the car ahead. Vincent Simmer we just saw in the pits, he's P10 at the minute with Scrabs. He's P11, that's been in time. So the battle for ultimate supremacy between Britsberger and Obi-Wan. It's going to come right down to the last couple of minutes. We're doing about 2 and a bit minutes a lap, 10 minutes to go. We've got about 4 and a bit laps remaining. So we're starting the 15th lap, Britsberger, then Obi-Wan, not too far behind him. There's Apache and Soul Food to go to war. Let's just jump on board with these two for a minute, because this is quite close racing. This is the battle for P4 then. So Soul Foods I think is a 2-stopper. And Apache is the 1-stop car, so he's trying to break the slipstream as much as he can, Apache. You can hear the short shifting going on in Soul Foods' car, just changing a little bit earlier than what the car can do. It saves a little bit of fuel at the top end of the rev range, so it's a really, really good drive there. And for the time being, there is no room at the end. A little bit of moving across the track then for Apache. As long as there's no moving in the braking zone, I think we're okay. It's just so everyone knows where everyone is. And for the time being, Apache holds on to P4. Soul Foods is going to have to settle for that P5 spot, at least for the time being. I remember when it's always goes wide anyway. He goes wide anyway. I missed out on that. I'll put that back. So Britsberger has pulled out a little bit more of a lead over Obi-Wan. 2 seconds is the gap now between these two. P-Gib's dropped back from that. Apache and Soul Foods are still fighting it out. We will keep an eye on that battle. Ghost Rider's reeled in Rick to continue a tiny bit. Cutler has been into the pits. Doc Coop, aka the penalty maestro, P8 for the American at the minute. P10 for Vincent Simmer and P11 for Scrabbo. Millerman, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. my favourite camera angles in the game, that, as the cars stream through Eau Rouge up through Raidillon. These Group 2 machines, they are exceptional. They're basically DTM cars, Super GT cars, or whatever they call them. High levels of downforce, based from road cars, so very much like a GT basis. GT cars on steroids, effectively. More power, more downforce, less weight, most importantly, and they basically act like fully blown race cars. Not exactly what you'd call road legal, not exactly pedestrian safe, but to watch them whiz around a racetrack and hear them in real life is an absolute thing of beauty. I recommend you do it at some point in your life. It's a beautiful thing. Get yourself on a corner where there's lots of downshifting. Bellissimo. 1.5 seconds is the gap between the top two. Let's keep an eye on the Apache Salt Foods fight. So Apache's still winning out with that one as they are heading now towards Blanchimont at the minute. Is it Blanchimont? No, Pouon. It's Pouon. Oh, looking at the wrong bit of the track. Salt Foods again goes wide there. It's just, you can see just how much he's pushing to get on the back of that car. He's about a second away, so he will be getting a little bit of aero assistance, but that will be hindering him at this point as well. So Salt Foods, every time he gets past, gets close to Apache, he gets a bit of an aero wash. So what will be happening effectively at the minute is Apache's car is hitting a load of clean air. It's throwing all that clean air out the back as turbulent air because the car's driven through it, and that's what's hitting the front of Salt Foods' machine at the minute as he tries to navigate Spa-Francorchamps. It's lap 17 now for these drivers as we reach the last 5 minutes of the race. Going into the last 5 minutes, we've got Britsberger leading the way. He's about a second and a half clear of Obi-Wan. That gap hasn't really changed in the past couple of laps. P-Gib 9 seconds shy, kind of on his own at the minute, and we've got Apache and Salt Foods battling it out. Salt Foods is probably closer than it's ever been then. Apache coming down the main straight, sorry, the Camel straight, is gonna chink defensive, does he? Salt Foods out, Salt Foods got the inside line. Who can be later on the brakes as fire spits out of these cars? Apache tries to keep the race in line but can't quite do it. For the time being at least, Apache down to P5. Rick to continue, holding P6, Doc Coop P7. Ghost Rider, P8, Cutler P9 after his pit stop, Vincent Simmer P10, and Scrabo P11 for Scrabo. Let's jump on board with Salt Foods and see how that overtake looked from his perspective. See, he wasn't on the throttle there at all. And Apache, line compromised, wasn't able to get the ideal speed through the apex of that corner, and you can see the time he's lost as a result. There was a bit of a light flash there from Apache, might have felt hard done by, felt like he was shuffled out. We will obviously wait and see if anything is done about that. Having a late surge in this race didn't come true, unfortunately. Looks like he's had a multiple pit stop strategy, he's had engine damage, he's had a very eventful race as Cutler. He's got a lot of work to do if he needs to redeem anything out of this one. Apache's now dropped 3 seconds off the back of Salt Foods. Obi-Wan and Britsberger closer than they've ever been, and 8 tenths is the gap between the two. Probably 2 more laps left remaining in this one. Britsberger's weaving across, that's to break the toe. They are now approaching back markers, so this is a very dangerous part of the race for these guys. They're approaching lap traffic. Now lap traffic will be getting blue flags, but they are under no obligation to jump out of the way. So I want to say that's Scrabber in the car ahead. He does jump out of the way, you don't want to get involved in that, but he doesn't have to at all. So the top two will be very thankful of him for doing just that. So P-Gib then, who has recently won a photo competition for his work photographing the British GT. Check out British GT Fans on Facebook. The cover photo is his. He took it. Got some talents as P-Gib, so he's racing as one of them. He's holding P3 at the minute in time. Soul Foods, something shy of him. Apache will want to use the next 2 laps to reel in the car ahead and try and get himself past. Rick to continue, still holding P6. He's not really been under threat from anyone directly in quite a while. Doc Cube slowly grabbing him in, but I mean slowly. Ghost Rider's 1.5 seconds shy of the American. So he's probably at risk more of getting overtaken rather than doing any overtaking himself. Ghost Rider, as you can see there, really reeling in the American ahead. Let's jump on board as we go through Pouon. You can just take Ghost Rider, backs off a little bit. He's going for the exit speed out of this one. You're going to watch him reel up to the car ahead. Ghost Rider, if anything, backs out of the move quite early. Doc Coop kind of all over the place at the minute. Ghost Rider looks for the move, doesn't. That does mean Doc Coop goes deep. Probably a potential little mistake there. Ghost Rider goes for the move up the inside. I think Doc Coop might still have got a good enough exit. And the side by side coming through Blanchimont. Blanchimont isn't a corner you want to go side by side through, guys. One of you's going to have to kind of give a little bit of quarters here. The American goes through. Ghost Rider, though, has got a good opportunity for an overtake here at the bus stop. If not here, he can probably try and get him at the end of the Camel Straight, and that's probably his best shout, to be fair. Stick behind the American. Oh, Doc Coop's binned it, though, I think, has he? He's certainly got a bit of a swapper on coming out of the bus stop, so he was going defensive. Oh, he rescued that, but yeah, he picked up a boot full of opposite lock, and that did lead Ghost Rider going through into P7. Let's keep an eye on these guys then. Obi-Wan and Britsberger. Last lap shenanigans. Obi-Wan is past Britsberger. I missed it completely. What happened there? Missed it. Completely missed it. I'm sorry, guys. I was watching the other battle. But Obi-Wan ahead of Britsberger. It looked like for a minute that Britsberger had done enough with the earlier pit stop, getting the undercut done. But Britsberger, in the dying embers of the race, has managed to salvage this. Or is Britsberger going to go for the move? Not quite close enough at the end. Obi-Wan does shut that door. Can Britsberger get a better exit? No, he can't. Obi-Wan's going to come to take the victory. Britsberger just 2 taps behind him. Very close finish at the front. P-Gib. 7.8 seconds shy, takes the last podium spot. Soul Foods, after getting past Apache, he's going to hold on to P4. Apache's going to grab P5 for all his efforts. He's had a good race. Apache pulled off the 1 stop. I thought he did well. He certainly raced hard. Sideways across the line, love it. Rick to continue. He's made a little bit of a mistake at Stavalo, and he's P6, but he's pretty safe from Ghost Rider. As we see Doc Coop there. Tokyo drifting it around. No worries, P-Gib. No worries, dude. Raced well, mate. Raced well. Rick to continue. Brings home P6. Well done, Rick. P6 for you, my friend. Well raced. Ghost Rider P7, an eventful one for Ghost Rider. Doc Coop P8 for Doc Coop. Cutler's going to grab P9. Vincent Simmer, P10 for Vincent Simmer. P11 for Scrabbo at the very end of that one. So that's your race. Obi-Wan. We're so used to Obi-Wan winning events. It was good to see Britsberger literally fight him to the very end. After 40 minutes of racing, just 2 temps separated those 2 drivers at the very top. P-Gib grabbing the last podium. And no doubt doing a shoey at home for his efforts as well. Let's not go at my keyboard away. Grab a replay. Millerman, well done, boys. Yeah, it was a good race, that. It was disappointing about the contact at the start. Like, I know it was 40 minutes ago, and I know a few of the drivers probably forgot about it now, but it was absolute carnage at the start. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Look, how many races have we all been in where there's been absolute chaos at the start of a race? But I think there was about 5. There was half the field involved in that. It really shook it up, but unfortunately it meant the lead pack could get away. So it didn't really give Britsberger, P-Gib and Obi-Wan any competition at the front, really. Yep, Ghost Rider damaged first lap. Yeah, there's a couple in your same position, my friend. But that's it for the RtV Cup. Let me just bring up the event so I can grab your info on future rounds and series, so you can have a look at that. So this is, there is how many? There's 4 races in total. So next week we go to Suzuka. The week after that we go to Kyoto, and on Sunday the 22nd, tune in for that one. Nürburgring, 24-hour track. You don't want to miss that. You just don't want to miss it. It's going to be an absolute brilliant race with full damage on Nords 24. Yeah, absolute beauty. Had to go wide to avoid the carnage. Yeah, I saw, mate. I saw. Absolutely saw. Yeah, I saw it, mate. Right, I'm going to no worries, everyone. I'm going to end the stream here. I've got to do some thumbnailing, so to get this over on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Tune in next Sunday for the next race live from Suzuka. We'll see you there. I'll see you next week.